You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Friday Eve. That's what we like to call it here.
And what a beautiful day today. Boy, it was sunny, warmer. The clouds have kind of rolled in this afternoon, but most of the day, Brady and I were downtown today working on a story. I didn't even wear a jacket.
Yeah, it was beautiful out, and I'm excited about tomorrow's weather, too.
Yes, it's going to be even warmer. And did you see the Northern Lights last night?
So I did go out to just check on it, but only where I lived, and I live a little closer to downtown, so I couldn't see it, but love the photos we got sent in.
Yeah, and will there be another chance tonight, or is it over?
A small chance. It's not going to be as significant as last night, but might still see some of that just a little bit, especially the further north you are. But then by tomorrow night, we're not going to see that.
Boy, this weather feels like a gift, though.
Yeah,
really
definitely. And as we take a look at a little bit closer at these northern lights, now, for those of you that may wonder what the different colors mean, so the red colors are much further in the atmosphere, and the green, and then even further lower than that, the purple and blues, those are the colors that we're seeing are much closer to the surface. Now, as we take a look at some of the photos that were sent to us, here's a photo that was sent in by Jeff. This is from Platteville, showing once again the distribution of colors, and that's when the northern lights are really at its best, when you can have all those different sets of colors, which we had last night. Here's another photo. This was sent in by Scott, so thank you all for submitting your photos. We love to receive them. Now, as we take a look at our current temperatures, another pretty comfortable day. Temperatures a little bit above normal, also a little bit cooler compared to yesterday, but we're not quite as windy today. Lower 50s for much of the area, some places in the upper 40s, but the big difference from today to yesterday is the lack of wind, and that's made it feel a lot better, especially when we are seeing that sunshine. Now, as we mentioned, there is a little bit of cloud cover rolling through, and we may continue to see some minor clouds over the next couple of hours, but clear skies are expected later tonight, maybe just a few light clouds here and there, but tomorrow will feature plenty of sunshine for sure. So this evening, partly to mostly clear, we'll see temperatures in the 40s, and then overnight lows will drop into the middle 30s with clear skies by morning, and tomorrow will be even warmer than today. I'll talk more about that coming up a bit later.
Thanks, Jacob. Now to an update to a story we've been following the last month and a half. Shortly after Congress passed it, President Donald Trump signed a new stopgap funding bill ending the nation's longest government shutdown. The reopening is already making an impact. More services are coming back as furloughed federal employees return to work. They'll receive back pay, and some experts predict a potential economic rebound. The key to ending the shutdown was the 8 Democratic senators breaking ranks to vote with Republicans in exchange for a promise of a late vote on health care subsidies. It's unclear when air travel will return to normal or when SNAP benefits will reach the people who rely on them. Wisconsin lawmakers are pushing new legislation to curb drunk driving and repeat OWI offenses. Senate Bill 248 would expand ignition interlock requirements, letting offenders regain a restricted license sooner, but only if they use the device for 180 days without tampering. Supporters say it's a proven tool to reduce impaired driving, with AAA and MAD calling it a key step toward safer roads. In 2023, alcohol played a role in 182 fatal crashes across Wisconsin.
A 40-year-old man is dead after a serious crash this morning in Fitchburg. It happened around 8:50 when first responders were told to respond to a crash on Highway 14 just north of Lacey Road. There they found 2 vehicles with significant damage. One of the drivers was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was taken to a nearby hospital, and their condition is unknown at this time. No one else was hurt.
We now know the identities of the 3 people who died following a rollover crash in Madison last weekend. It happened early Saturday morning on Cross Country Road. Madison police say an SUV was traveling very fast when it rolled over. All 4 people inside were thrown from the vehicle. 43-year-old Makiwa Turner of Madison, 50-year-old Alan Wright of Fitchburg, and 31-year-old Khadijah Berry of Madison were pronounced dead at the scene. The 4th person of the crash was in critical condition as of Monday. A small dog also died in the crash.
Governor Tony Evers and the Wisconsin Department of Children and Families have launched new online tools to make starting a licensed or certified child care program faster and easier. The governor says these updates cut license processing times nearly in half and help prospective providers navigate regulations step by step. It comes as part of a broader effort by the governor to strengthen the state's child care industry, including direct payments to providers, increased Wisconsin shares subsidies for families, and new programs to expand access to affordable, high-quality care across Wisconsin. The community of Verona says the opening of its new community center is right around the corner. The center is in the old public library building on North Franklin Street in Verona, and it will open its doors on January 5th. It will be available for public room rentals, recreational spaces, and as the home of the Parks and Recreation Department in Verona. Registration is now open for a new after-school program there for students up to 5th grade.
The Clean Lakes Alliance is kicking off its annual Mendota Freeze contest, challenging people to guess when Madison's largest lake will officially ice over. The contest opens this Saturday and runs for a month. Last winter, Lake Mendota first froze on Christmas Day, and then it briefly thawed before refreezing in early January, staying iced over for just 69 days. You can enter the contest and check past freeze data at mendotafreeze.org. All correct guesses in the contest will be entered into a random drawing for local gift cards. Only one entry per person or email addresses allowed.
The Platteville Optimist Club is bringing holiday cheer with its 37th annual Santa Calling program. Kids in preschool through 2nd grade can receive a live phone call from Santa or Mrs. Claus between December 9th and the 11th. So parents, if you're watching, you have to return a registration form to the Recreation Office by Friday, December 5th. You got to do it early because it's got to go all the way to the North Pole. Forms can be submitted online, by mail, Dropbox, or in person at City Hall, the library, or at a few local schools. There's no fee for the program, and all of the children who submit a form will receive a call. Santa's got a pretty sweet jet.
Well, yeah, big deal. He has to get everywhere.
Yep,
So
yes, he does. Well, next on Live at 4, it's Thursday. That means Josh Spreiter is working for the weekend. He has 3 things happening this weekend for your family in the area.
And then some members of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra stopped by to tell us about their first Masterworks concert of the season.
We also have a great resource to help you spend your dollars right here in Wisconsin when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
It's Thursday, the weekend is almost here, and there is a lot going on in the 608 this weekend.
Get out your pens and papers. Josh Spreiter is planning out your weekend for the whole family to enjoy.
The holiday season is upon us, and it's certainly showing in this week's planner. Here are your 3 things to do this weekend in the 608. The 37th annual Holiday Fantasy and Lights returns to Olin Park. This is a free drive-through tradition brought to you by NECA and IBEW Local 159. Enjoy 6 weeks of festive displays starting at dusk Saturday night, running through December 31st. Just watch out for possible John Nolan Drive closures with that construction. Updates will be posted on their Facebook page, but the show will be open every night. Booth hours run 4:30 to 10. We'll be out there to see what's new Monday on News 3 Now. The Dane County Farmers Market is moving indoors for the season with 5 holiday markets at Monona Terrace. The first one is Saturday when doors open at 7:30 in the morning. More than 65 local vendors will offer Wisconsin-grown produce, meats, cheeses, baked goods, plus holiday favorites like wreaths, soaps, and candles. Cookbooks, merchandise, and gift certificates are also available. Then on Sunday, Madison Comic-Con is back for its winter show at the Monona Terrace. This runs from 10 to 4:30. You'll find comic book dealers, artists, special guests, plus toys, trading cards, and collectibles. The long-running convention returns for fun with all ages just in time for the holidays. Tickets are $12. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com. In the 608, I'm Josh Spreiter.
Thank you, Josh. Well, the weather is getting warmer by the day this week. So if you have some last-minute yard work, it could be a good weekend for that, Jacob.
Yeah, excuse me, temperatures are going to be even milder for tomorrow and Saturday, and we're expecting pretty dry conditions as well. Small chance of rain Saturday, but for the most part, we're not going to see much rain until next week. But once we do get to next week, we're going to see more seasonable temperatures, and this time of the year, seasonable means on the cooler side. Now, looking at tonight, lows will be in the 30s, so still cold tonight, but these are actually a little bit above normal for this time of the year compared to the average lows with mostly clear skies. And then look at tomorrow. It's really hard to get a forecast better than this in the month of November. Plenty of sunshine, highs in the middle 60s, and then we're going to see 60s again for your Saturday. But look at that temperature drop from Saturday into Sunday. We're going to have a cold front moving through. Not really going to bring a lot of rain or snow, though. And then for all of next week, high temperatures will be in the middle to lower 40s range. In fact, this is the average temperature, that blue line you see. Next week, the temperatures are going to be very, very close to normal. And at this point in time, there's not really an end in sight to that. So at the very least, they're not going to be below normal. Now, as we look at the precipitation chances, this is rain or snow. We could see some light rain Friday night into Saturday. Don't expect to see much, with a little bit of a better precipitation chance Monday night into Tuesday, but even that does not look too great. This precipitation chance, though, could bring some snow in, and then there'll be a few other precipitation chances towards the end of next week. Still nothing too confirmed to move through our area yet, though. Now, as we take a look at the Badger football game forecast, they play Indiana at Bloomington, and the weather's going to be very nice there. 60s throughout the game, a mix of clouds and sun, maybe some rain later in the day at Indiana, but most of the game should stay dry. Now, there's a much better rain chance for the Packers game in New York on Sunday, especially early in the day for New York, and temperatures will be a bit cooler, but not too cool. These are definitely warmer than the Green Bay Packers game Monday night here in Wisconsin, but definitely not a pleasant forecast. It could be dry by the second half, though, as the best chance of rain, as I mentioned, will be early. Now back to Madison. Here's a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. Very nice the next 2 days, but then we will cool down for Sunday and continue to be cool for really all of next week. Now, although we are going to cool down, a lot of times when we see these big cool downs, it's accompanied by, some precipitation and overall messy weather. That's not going to be the case, but we certainly are going to feel a lot cooler waking up Sunday, especially by Sunday afternoon.
Boy, enjoy tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is the day to get your Christmas lights on the outside of your house. Seize the day. Make it happen.
So if you're gone tomorrow, we'll know why.
Yeah, right. No, I don't feel a cold coming on. Just kidding. Well, the heat is on for Coach Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers after they scored just 20 points in the last 2 games.
And the Giants now have a new quarterback taking over ahead of their Sunday game. Senior Packers writer Jason Wilde shows us more from Green Bay.
The one thing Christian Watson wanted to make sure we didn't do today was panic. He was added to the injury report with a knee and hamstring issue as a limited participant, but that doesn't mean there's anything to worry about, he said. He told us it is just some soreness and it is not related to his comeback from his ACL tear. He's played a lot of snaps in the last 2 games. He described the issue as soreness, and he assured us it's nice to feel sore in terms of football soreness, as opposed to dealing with knee and ACL soreness. He will play on Sunday against the New York Giants. We'll have a story on Christian Watson's situation and everything Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. The Milwaukee Bucks are returning to WISC TV this weekend. Morgan Murphy Media is once again teaming up with Weigel Broadcasting to bring Bucks games to fans in Madison. The first free game to watch will be this Saturday. The Bucks host the Los Angeles Lakers. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, if you're in the holiday shopping mood, but you want an easy way to support your community, Allison Dairyland has a great place for you to look.
And we'll hear from a soloist and the maestro of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra to hear about their upcoming Masterworks concert series, which starts tomorrow night.
A few times.
Let's take a look at stocks. A big slide, unfortunately, on Wall Street today. At the close, the Dow lost 797 points. The Nasdaq was off 536, and the S&P 500 lost 113.
Well, you heard us. We were busy chatting over the break, but we have some special guests. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra kicks off its Masterwork season with one of the most groundbreaking pieces in classical music, Beethoven's Will you say it for me? Eroica Symphony. I'll practice. I'll get it by the end.
Think of heroic.
The featured musician and is an award-winning violinist, Lun Lee. He was born in Shanghai. Now he's based in New York, but he's performed around the world, and we're very happy to welcome him to your first visit to Madison. Lun, welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
It is great to have you here. Also, the music director of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Andrew Sewell. Hello, Maestro.
Nice to see you. Nice to be back.
Good to see you both. Before we talk to Lun and have him play a little bit for us, congratulations, the Masterworks is back. Tell us about this season.
Well, it's our opening concert, so we're having a work by a Finnish composer to open, Ralph Tavara. Can you pronounce that one? Followed by the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, and then we finished the second half with the Beethoven Symphony No. 3, the Eroica. It's called the Eroica because it was originally dedicated to Napoleon Bonaparte, but then he crowned himself, and Beethoven was not happy about that, so he changed the title to another.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's a very well-known Beethoven symphony, and it's an E-flat major, and it's a favourite of many people, and it comes around every 4 or 5 years, perhaps. And pairing it with the Mendelssohn is just a great way to open the season. So we're very excited. Thank you.
And here we have some video of the show. There you are playing. Lun, what sparked this in you? What do you love about playing the violin?
It's a vessel for me to express my voice. Violin, I love music, and I chose violin because frankly, it was the cheapest thing at the time when I picked it up. Yeah, it's much cheaper than the piano, if you think about it.
How old were you when you first started playing?
7 years old.
7 years old. And you brought your instrument with you today. And this is a very, very special thing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this is a 1735 Stradivarius. One of his latest works. He made this violin when he was 92 years old, I believe.
1735, did you say?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what, like 290 years old?
I remember that.
And it was played by one of the most famous violinists in the world. Is that right?
It was played by Misha Aumann. He was one of the most famous violinists back in the 30s. Yeah.
Would you treat us to a little sample?
Yeah, of course. So I'll play you maybe just the very opening of the Mendelssohn Concerto.
Thank you.
Here.
Wonderful. Oh, don't stop.
The rest of the show, can you just play, please? What can people look forward to, Maestro, when they see this show?
Well, first of all, we're introducing Lun Lee, and this is his debut with us. We're very excited that he's here. He's with a company called Young Concert Artists, which is a company that I've worked with in the past. He's been with them for 3 years, and it's a great company that both provides opportunity and launches the next generation of young artists. And so when our current scheduled soloists couldn't be here because of visa issues, we very quickly turned to that. And so I'm really delighted. We just met in the last couple of days. We've had a good time. We've found some common ground, and we know a few similar people, and it's a lot of fun. And we've really enjoyed just getting to know each other. And that's very, very important on concert stage, because you learn to follow their body language and their musicality, and that's I find very important between the conductor and soloist. So,
Lun, when you first started playing, did you love it right away, or did your parents have to stay on you to practice like most parents do?
Oh, for sure. You know, I wasn't the best kid when I was 7, so that's when I started, and they had to monitor all my practicing, like all the other parents.
So to get to the level where you are, is it a gift, or is it something that people can aspire to?
It's definitely something people can aspire to. You know, if you put your mind to it, if you're determined enough, you can make it happen.
It's a gift, isn't it? I'm Maestro. When I say you have a gift.
It's a combination.
You're very humble, but I think you definitely have a gift.
Yes, and it comes with a lot of hard work and just focus. And we were having this conversation today over at Leopold's, where we gave a little recital, and it was a nice talk. And I learned a lot of things just in our conversation about the process it goes through. And I think that I was a late starter in learning an instrument, and indeed, when you decide to get serious, that's when the rubber meets the road, and that's when you get determined to practice and put in the work. And it does take work.
If you're young, if you're in the middle of life, you know, you can always do something, and that's wonderful. Remind people, where can they see Beethoven's Eroica Symphony?
On Friday night at 7:30 at the Capitol Theatre. Tickets are still available. Leave early so you've got plenty of time to find a park and get through the traffic. There's a lot been happening downtown this week.
That's good advice.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
And you can get much more information. You can sign up to be for the whole series if you want to at WCOconcerts.org. Lon, welcome to Madison. Wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, and thanks for treating us to a little bit of that. We
course,
could have
my
listened to
pleasure.
that for the rest of the hour.
There's still time. We could just. Thank you both very much.
Have a great concert. Good to see you.
Coming up on Live at 4, the government is open again, but it's leading to some unintended consequences.
And then Sarah Carlson is back with us. We're going to talk about a school group that is feeding their community the best foods to eat when recovering from the flu, and something called optimistic recycling. You might be surprised what can and cannot be recycled. That's all coming up.
And plus, Jacob is back with some 60-degree weather in the forecast. How about that? He shows us a beautiful weekend ahead and whether it will be the last time we see the 60s, until the spring.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Welcome back to Live at 4, everybody, on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. We were just talking more about the violinist we just had.
That was awesome, yeah.
He said that violin is worth 8 figures.
You just carrying it around.
Well, Brady made a good point. He said, how do you, we should have asked
I would
him.
wrap it up like a baby and say, no, this is my child. I'm not letting it go.
I bet maybe he does. And boy, he's so lucky to be visiting Madison on a day like today. The weather is so beautiful. The weather words today, 60-degree weather.
Yeehaw.
Boy, it really does feel like we're being spoiled a little bit. But some rain and reality is on the way. Won't last long, right, Jacob?
Yeah, certainly that reality will set in. Now, as far as the rainfall goes, not expecting too much in the forecast, but we certainly are going to see a big temperature swing. Now, looking at the current temperatures, pretty comfortable, lower 50s. They are going to get warmer for tomorrow, but the temperatures right now are very similar to yesterday, if not maybe a few degrees cooler in some spots, lower 50s and upper 40s for everyone. Now, the big key today is that we're really not seeing any wind out there, so especially when the sun is shining, conditions do feel pretty comfortable. And as we take a look at the overnight forecast, skies will become clear. We have been seeing a few clouds today. Lows are going to drop into the middle 30s. But as we preview tomorrow just a little bit, we're going to see almost completely sunny skies all day, and take a look at the temperatures that it could reach. We are possibly going to get into that middle 60 range. And for Saturday, we may get back into the lower 60s. So we're talking very nice weather the next 2 days. But over the weekend, Saturday to Sunday is going to be a lot different. I'll talk about that temperature swing coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Taking a live look now at the U.S. Capitol building, where a deal was struck and signed into law to reopen the federal government. The record 43-day shutdown came to an end last night as 6 House Democrats joined all but 2 Republicans in supporting the measure and sending it to President Trump's desk. The airlines could take between 24 to 48 hours to get things completely back to normal as the FAA lifts its flight restrictions. The small group of Democrats who voted with Republicans to end the shutdown, they did that on the promise that they would bring up a vote on whether to continue Affordable Care Act subsidies.
The end of the shutdown also means Representative Adelita Grijalva is now a member of Congress officially after waiting 50 days. The swearing-in took place after the House reconvened to vote on the government's stopgap bill. Democrats argued House Speaker Mike Johnson stalled Grijalva's swearing in because she would become the decisive 218th member supporting a vote to force the release of all Jeffrey Epstein case files. Johnson has denied those allegations. That petition will now move forward, with Grijalva signing it just moments after she was sworn in today.
And more private emails were released today, allegedly from Epstein to his longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell, adding to the debate about whether all of the government records on Jeffrey Epstein should be released. Democrats say the emails raise questions about what President Trump knew about Epstein's behavior and when he knew it. The White House calls it a smear campaign. The president said on social media today, this is an effort by Democrats to distract from other issues.
Police have arrested a man they say pulled out a gun on his neighbor because the neighbor allegedly asked him to lower his voice. Yesterday afternoon on Calypso Road, just southeast of Warner Park, police responded when it was reported a man was having a loud conversation in the apartment hallway, prompting his neighbor to ask him to quiet down. The man then asked the neighbor to step out of their apartment, then pointed a gun at him. Police found the gun and safely arrested the man. They say he showed signs of intoxication and faces charges of being armed while intoxicated, disorderly conduct with a weapon, reckless endangerment, and obstruction.
You're now taking a look at video. This is from Milwaukee's traffic cameras showing a multi-county high-speed chase. This happened yesterday when Milwaukee County Police say they started chasing an armed and dangerous felon who was driving a pickup truck. The chase ended in Racine County, where deputies used spike strips to stop the truck on I-94. Officers took the man into custody without incident, and the interstate was closed for 30 minutes during the arrest. It's unclear what exactly prompted the chase. Several charges are being filed.
The Goodman Community Center is getting ready to help families in need for Thanksgiving. This year's basket drive starts this Saturday, and organizers, they could use your help. The center aims to fill 4,000 baskets with food and donations. News 3 Now is a proud partner once again this year. You can start donating money online right now at goodmancenter.org/donate.
Well, are you looking for some unique holiday gifts this season that are from Wisconsin? The Something Special from Wisconsin program makes it very easy when you're shopping. Its red and yellow logo identifies genuine Wisconsin products like cheese and chocolates, everything from candles and spices. The 78th Alice in Dairyland is highlighting 36 member businesses with featured products like popcorn, sweet treats, and many more, all on her social media channels. And you can find a full list of Something Special from Wisconsin on somethingspecialwi.com, and we'll get that put up on Channel 3000 for you.
Today, the William S. Middleton Memorial Veterans Hospital inducted Sergeant First Class Lynn Mitkos to its Hall of Heroes. Mitkos enlisted in the United States Army in 1964, going on to serve 4 tours in Vietnam. Eventually, Mitkos went on to join the Army Reserve for 15 years before his retirement in 1995. Mitkos has been awarded multiple commendations, including numerous Purple Hearts, the Bronze Star, and a V device, and the Soldier's Medal. Today, surrounded by friends and family, Mitkos got the applause and recognition he deserves. Mitkos says this is an honor and a surprise to be given a place in the Hall of Heroes. The hospital honors 2 veterans a year through induction ceremonies like the one we saw today. Congratulations. Spirit Airlines is slashing flights in a desperate effort to stem losses, and it could affect how much you pay for your holiday travel. There will be nearly 11,000 fewer Spirit flights this holiday travel season compared with last year. According to discount air travel site Going.com, U.S. domestic flights are predicted to cost 6% more over Thanksgiving week this year compared with last year, and prices are expected to rise 7% during the year-end holiday period. Spirit only flies out of Milwaukee here in Wisconsin, but larger overall effects may be felt when flying anywhere in the region.
Well, next on Live at 4, some local high school kids are doing something good. Sarah Carlson will join us with more on their heartwarming act of charity and how we may not be recycling the right way.
A reality check, everyone, and we're talking with a Sun Prairie native about their journey to the Overture Center to perform in Some Like It Hot. Oh, that's a beautiful postcard of a
Yes,
view.
it is.
Well, this is Paradise, Michigan. I see where it gets its name. It's 43 degrees and mostly clear. Now here, a man is getting back a rare life ring from the Edmund Fitzgerald that had been taken by the state of Michigan. 50 years after the freighter sank and a long stint at a local museum, the man now looks to sell the artifact at auction.
I love a lighthouse.
I'd like to visit there.
Yeah. Well, a Sun Prairie High School graduate who was bitten by the acting bug very early on is finding success on the Broadway stage.
I bet some of you know him. Jamal Stone is a member of the ensemble cast of the Prohibition-era musical Some Like It Hot, now playing at Overture. We sat down with Jamal to talk about how this show is a full-circle moment returning to Madison. Oh, Jamal Stone, it's so nice to see you.
So nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
So you are a son of Sun Prairie.
Yes.
And I know that you were about to come to the Overture again on a different show and it didn't happen. What does it mean to you to come home now with Some Like It Hot and be back home at the Overture?
It is absolutely incredible. I mean, this literally doesn't feel real to me because I've waited so long for this to happen. Especially performing with the Jerry Ensemble and stuff like that, just getting a little taste of the Overture stage and, you know, our beautiful center. So to be back and do like a professional gig, and now I'm equity, and it is absolutely incredible.
We first met you in 2018 when you were on the Jerry Awards.
Yes,
And
yes.
you were in Seussical the Musical.
Yes!
And now your life has come full circle. As you said, now you're on the main stage. And I think for people that you grew up with and anyone watching this, it's proof that dreams do come true.
Absolutely. My last show was such a dream for me as well, but this show, especially the role of like Jerry Daphne, but jazz music and jazz dancing just together is such a dream for me, and it's my favorite style, it's my favorite kind of dance, it's my favorite kind of music.
You've had a lot of support too. Your teachers have come to see you. You have family in the area. Is it emotional when you know that they're here to support you?
Yes. And I always say, oftentimes we don't look back on our lives, and we don't look back and go like, oh, I accomplished this, I did this, especially in this industry or in entertainment at all or performance at all. We don't look back and go like, oh yeah, that was good, that was good. It's always, what's next, what's next, what can I do, what's next? You know, being here and seeing all my people and my teachers, I'm like, oh my gosh, my life is literally, I don't mean to sound dramatic, flashing before my eyes right now. My old teachers are like, can you come and talk to our drama club at the school? I'm like, I would love to. And that is literally what I tell them. I'm like, y'all, look at me. Look at me. I promise you, if I can do it, coming from you know, Sun Prairie in Madison, where the options aren't, you know, clear to us all the time, you can literally do it. One of my favorite lines in this show, spoiler alert, Joe says to Daphne, well, what do I call you, Jerry or Daphne? And Daphne responds, either is fine as long as you do it with love and respect. And that line warms my heart so much, because if only people, everyone, you know, if only we saw things like that universally.
It's kind of the fun thing about shows like this. People come and it's an escape, but then they leave and they think, oh, I never thought of it that way before.
Yes, yes. I mean, art reflects life. Our literal job is to tell the world about itself. So when we could go out, you know, and perform on stage, and then you leave, you know, and we make you cry, we make you laugh, we make you escape, but we make you think. We've done our jobs.
Well, best of luck. Break a leg.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of the tour. Hit
Thank
all
you.
your favorite spots to eat and drink.
Oh, you know I will. You know I will.
Jamal, we're so proud of you, and you're an inspiration to so many theater kids who think if Jamal can do it, I can do it.
And that's exactly what I want them to take from this, and take from me being a living example of what can be done.
That looks like so much fun.
The show is terrific. It runs through Sunday at the Overture Center, and there are still tickets available. Don't miss it. And now you'll be able to say, you knew Jamal Wen. You know, he is just an absolute rising star. What an inspiration.
A delight for sure. Thank you for
was.
chatting with us. Okay, when we come back, Jacob has a last look at your first warn forecast.
The sun is setting on this Thursday afternoon, and the kindness of students is warming all of our hearts as area high schoolers step up to bring food to the table for those who need it most.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
A group of high school students in Middleton has been awarded for their work raising money for local food pantries.
They go by the name Middleton Meals Matter, and they are on a mission. Sarah Carlson is here with more. Sarah?
That's right, Susan and Brady. This group has had 2 events in just the past couple of weeks alone that brought in 7,200 pounds of food. So today they got a standing ovation after being named Youth Philanthropists of the Year. They're called Middleton Meals Matter. They've been working hard responding to the SNAP crisis, but prior to that, they recognized a serious need.
We realized talking to Way Forward that food insecurity was at an all-time high. Currently, 1 in 10 people in Dane County struggle with food insecurity, and 1 in 6 kids struggle with food insecurity in just Dane County alone. So we wanted to help and create a positive impact. So we've been running food drives for the last year and a half, and we raised about 60,000 pounds of food and over $25,000.
It was really amazing to have a student-led organization recognized, because part of our mission is empowering the youth to also get involved. So if kids see us doing these amazing things, it'll empower them to also help out their community.
How about it? Middleton Meals Matter has more events planned in November, including one at the Willie Street Co-op coming up soon, November 16th. Well, in your health, if you still plan to get that flu shot, there are a few things you can do to prevent getting dizzy or other side effects. A lot of people have that. The website Medical News Today says hydration is the most important before and after, so drink up and more than usual. It can reduce side effects like headache, fatigue, and muscle soreness. But as far as eating, I didn't know this before, but your best bet is to have something before the shot, a snack with protein and complex carbs, so yogurt with toast, for example. Then for after, be sure to eat a balanced meal with a lot of nutrients, something like chicken soup with veggies. So, have you ever heard of optimistic recycling? It's where we feel so good about how much we recycle, but we're really not getting it all right. So we have a list to show you of some of the top items that are generally not recyclable that end up in that bin anyway. So first, aerosol cans. Since they contain propellants and chemicals, most municipal systems treat them as hazardous materials. Also, takeout containers. That's one a lot of people throw in the recycling, but pizza boxes. I think I know a few people in my neighborhood. I see those in there. They're too much grease. And then wet paper. So in general, recyclers take a pass on paper items that have been exposed to any water. Of course, your municipal recycling system gets the final say. There's always something to look up online, and a lot more items and information at where I found all this at treehugger.com.
We were looking at that, Brady and I were, and there were a lot of things I didn't realize you couldn't recycle, like bubble wrap.
Yeah.
And
shredded paper.
Disposable coffee cups.
Right. Shredded paper was a big one, though, because they don't know what kind of paper that is when it's all shredded up. And then styrofoam's another big miss. Some people really know it, and some people go, oh. So.
Styrofoam I knew, but I mean like just like if you run through the drive-thru and get a coffee, that you can't recycle those cups?
No, those cups are. And it's the number of recycling. You can look up the designations, and it's a certain sort that doesn't work.
We all have good intentions, but the flu shot routine, that was interesting. Like, it reminded me last time I had mine, I bought, I think, 3 Gatorades because I'm like, I'm not getting sick. This is not taking me down.
Exactly.
So it helps.
Exactly. And a lot of people get dizzy or say, oh, I feel like I have the flu, but apparently what you eat, all that is a huge difference.
That was really interesting. I never knew that before.
Exactly, before and after.
And how about those kids in Middleton?
Oh, I know.
I mean, that just restores your faith in the world, doesn't it? I mean, good for them.
And they've been doing it long since before the government shut down. So before people were talking about it all the time. It's just, there is a big need right now, and it continues.
And so they're going to keep doing this.
Oh, they're not done.
They're not done.
They're not
good
done.
for them.
Yeah. They got a standing ovation, and I heard some tears, too, in the audience.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Proud parents. parents.
Well, if you need a reason to smile after having some of those tears, the weather is a good little boost, huh?
Yeah, tomorrow temperatures are going to be even warmer than what we've seen today and yesterday. 60s are possible, and we're also not really going to see much rain until potentially next week, and even next week's systems aren't expected to produce a ton of precipitation. Now, for next week, though, we are going to see some more seasonable temperatures, and this time of the year, those seasonable temperatures certainly on the cooler side. Now, as we take a look, definitely it was not 86 in Waterton today, but here's a look at the high temperatures. Just ignore that one, but 50s for much of the area. And as we look at tomorrow's high temperatures, Waterton's going to cool down, but everything else is going to warm up. 60s for everyone is expected tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. And then we're going to continue to see 60s for Saturday. Looking specifically at Saturday's forecast, there will be more cloud cover for Saturday with a very small chance of some showers, mainly in the morning, but I don't expect to see much rain. We will be a bit breezy, and that's going to bring in that cold front that will dramatically shift the temperatures starting on Sunday. So looking at the high temperature trend, 60s the next 2 days, but then 40s for all of next week. And this blue line is the average. So what we're seeing next week is basically where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. So definitely enjoy the next couple of days because next week is going to feel a lot more November-like. But the good news is that we're really not going to see much in terms of precipitation. Friday night into Saturday, maybe some light rain, maybe a little bit of light rain and snow Monday night into Tuesday. But again, I don't expect to see much precipitation. None of the systems are really coming together for our area. But by the time we get to next week, the precipitation chances could produce some snow with that rainfall.
Well, tomorrow on Live at 4, we hear from an epilepsy expert on National Epilepsy Awareness Month. It's highlighting the 3.4 million Americans living with the condition. And we're also talking with our very own Sarah Carlson about her journey. And later on News 3 Now at 5, we ask the city, how does a city balance new housing while keeping its residents happy? Tanisha Shaw has that story. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back tomorrow. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.